Hello and welcome to this full moon in Libra, which is very good. As a Libra myself, I am happy that it's we have this new full moon in Libra. What we're doing is we're working with the lunar cycles. The full moon is a time of reaping what you have sown from the new moon. And this is really a great way to also check where you are with your goals. But what we're going to be doing here tonight is really begin to, I gotta get that halo from the back from my ring. So I want to tell you that this is I first of all, let's get down to brass tacks. I haven't been able to go live. I can't go live on YouTube unless I have 50 subscribers. I've had my page for 7 years, but I really haven't done anything with it over the past 7 years. And I'm just getting back into being live and going online. So way back when, like 7, 8 years ago, I used to do a lot on Facebook, but I haven't really done much. So this is my contribution to you all as a collective to help you begin to make the transitions into your transformation. And one of the things that I do with most of my students, my classes, is I go through this process of teaching you how to begin to clear out old energy and bring new energy back into your world. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to put it in the comments. There also is a link to a vault. It is a free Transformation Time with Lily free, vault where I have resources. And so if you are interested, go ahead and sign in. I'll make sure to drop the making space in the vault so that when you sign up to come into the vault, you have access to the workbook. I'm also going to flash the workbook here so you can always turn to this video when you are ready to do your new moon and full moon rituals. This is better time. It's just as good a time as any to start clearing away some of the old patterns, beliefs, people, places, things from our lives so that we can get more clarity on where we're wanting to go. Now, what happens when we get that clarity of where we're wanting to go and we start moving in that direction is we get challenged. We have challenges that come up, and those challenges come up based on our deep-seated beliefs, and I get into that a little bit more specifically. But for now, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to pull up the workbook so we can work on it together. Let's see here. Okay, there we go. I don't know if you have the full screen, if I'm sharing it just yet, but here we go. I hope I'm sharing it. All right, let's go ahead and see. Okay, so if we go to the first page of the book, and I don't know why it's showing up so large, but if we go to the first page of the book, here we're going to, first talk about what this is for, right? This is really for designed to help you gain clarity into what it is that you want to release. So there's a couple of things that you're going to need is a notepad or a journal. If you are going to be using a journal, please be sure that it is a journal where you can tear off the page so that you can burn it. You're going to need a notepad or your journal. And you want to also have a pen with a lighter and matches. And so let me show you how you can begin to um, what you can use to burn. But anything you want to burn it in a safe space, whether it's over your sink or it's outside, wherever it is. I want you to be safe. Safety is the most important thing. So the um the first thing you want to do once you have all of your supplies, you want to go into a quiet place where you won't be disturbed and sit comfortably. Just close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. Inhaling in, 1, out 2, another big inhalation, out 2. And take nice deep breaths. Another one, and let it out until you feel centered and calm, and bring your breath back to its normal rhythm. On a blank sheet of paper, you want to write down what I don't want anymore. Okay, and I'm going to do this exercise with you, and I'm going to pause to give you a moment, and I'd like for you to pause as well, because I'll be getting right into it. Hmm. On that first sheet of paper where you're writing down all of the things that are no longer serving you, they could be thoughts, they could be beliefs, these could be unhelpful behaviors and habits that that you partake in, emotional patterns, people, situations that create stress or resistance in your life, old fears or doubts that you find are blocking your growth. Okay, so go ahead and take a minute and pause the video. you're done with your paper of all the things you don't want in your world anymore, and you can start to move into a space where you can burn. Be careful of setting off any alarms. Here. So the first time I did this exercise was probably around 2017. I started to have a bit of an awakening, not a bit, it was a big transition into a huge transformation that has led me where I am today in my spiritual growth and the impact that I make in my world with my clients and friends. And it's kind of been how should I say, it's been like a release of an old self and a melding of a new self, and I'm grateful. So when I did this exercise for the first time, wow, it's really burning. Yay! When I did this exercise for the first time, I really didn't understand what it was doing for me. When I started to write down all the things that I did want, I started to see them come into fruition in a very short order, a very short period of time. They all started to come into fruition. And so I think within a 3-month period of time, if I remember correctly, I had written down like 8 or 9 things, and 80% of them had come to pass. And then before the end of the year, there was another, I mean, everything had unfolded for me. So I am truly grateful that I was able to identify, the things that are no longer working for me in my life anymore, and create space to begin to dream a new dream. Begin to look at life from a different perspective, from what it really was that I wanted. And I had to go through some things to figure out what I didn't want anymore. And I had, what happens to all of us, right, is at some point or another, we betray ourselves. We want, right, a certain outcome so badly that we're willing to compromise who that outcome would be with, or how that outcome would come about. And so I found myself, in a situation that I knew that wasn't very good for me. And I knew it from the beginning that it wasn't very good for me, but I was determined to try it, to have the experience. And I learned a lot from the experience. As a matter of fact, so much so that it's brought me to where I am today. It's something that I had to do. I don't look at it as a lesson. I look at it as a transitionary period into a complete transformation. I am no longer the person. I have changed the way that I think about things. I have assumed responsibility for what I own, and I don't hold on to what anybody else should own or not. And so, with that being said, this is very, if this is your first time doing this kind of a ritual, I want to encourage you to continue to do it. So, because it is moon cycles, right? It's the new moon and the full moon. And we're doing, this is a ritual that could be done 100% during the new moon so that you can reap the rewards at the full moon, right? You can see how things are changing and how things are coming about. To have that transformation or have those transitions into your transformation. So I want to encourage you to continue to do this exercise. I think this exercise alone saved my life. So here we are, and here I am here with you. So the next piece to this is to affirm. I release all things that no longer serve me. I'm making space for new aligned opportunities to flow into my life. And you say that repeatedly after you've done your burning. during and after you've done your burning. Now, if burning is not possible, if you don't want to create a smokestack in fear of having your sprinklers go off, then tear it up and shred it into small pieces and toss it in the garbage. The next piece here for manifesting, this is a second piece, and this is to get clear on what you truly desire. So, from what it is that you burned, you want to begin to look at what it is that you do want. And I look at things in four squares. So, in the new page, you want to write what I do want. And the squares here are, love, health, wealth, love, and personal self-expression, personal growth, spirituality, the things that bring you joy, the hobbies that bring you joy, that you would do it if you didn't, even if you didn't get paid for it. So I want you to describe in the present tense, and this is how it's going to come through. Okay. Focus on how it, the thing is when you write it down, from your thoughts, right? From your vision, because your mind will create once you ask yourself, what is it that I really want? And just sit with that for a moment, you're gonna get an idea of what you want in your health, in your wealth, in your love, in your personal self-expression. And we want to go ahead and focus on what the feeling that those desires bring you. So this is a very easy, way to write in what it is that you are wanting. I'm so happy and grateful now that I have A, because it makes me feel like fantastic, right? It makes me feel so good. So I'm going to go ahead and pause it and then we'll come back. This is a time to get grateful, to get really grateful that you are creating what it is that you're wanting right now. And so, again, right, this is just an example. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm doing the work that I'm passionate about because I love what I do and I deserve to be paid what I'm worth. It makes me feel excited, abundant, and deeply fulfilled. And the more emotions and beliefs you can put into this step, the more powerful it becomes. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and leave it here, and I'm going to pause it so that you can write out your declaration. Okay, great. Now that you're all done with that, um, the next thing is to really stay in the attitude of gratitude and trust, right? Um, it's what you just wrote down, the things that you're wanting. It is not for you to create a plan on how to get it. If you want to, yes, but don't expect what it is that you're wanting to unfold the way that you're expecting it to. We're transitioning now. The way that we've been doing things in the past is not going to yield us the same results. And so this is an exercise also in trust, trusting yourself that the things that you're wanting are for your highest good. That the what it is that you're wanting is truly a desire from within, because there are, if you start to try to control the process, you're interrupting universal flow. And so when you interrupt universal flow, it could slow things down a bit for you. So whenever you find yourself trying to control a situation that you don't have any control over, these are your desires. And if you knew how to get them, they'd already be here. You'd already have them. You'd have new desires. So it's not about begging. This is not about supplication. This is not about anything other than surrendering and aligning yourself through gratitude and trust and loving yourself, because there will be thoughts that will come to the surface that will make you feel like what you're wanting is not possible. And truly, gratitude is the only way that I have found to shift the vibration, shift your frequency, your energy instantly. Instead of focusing on what isn't working in your life, you start to focus on what is working in your life and get grateful about what's working and what's to come. Pardon me. So be patient and be kind to yourself, because this is a momentous time. And it is so easy to co-create right now, more so than ever in our lives. We are co-creators. We're always creating, but this is a time where we get to co-create exactly what it is that we're wanting. As we begin to look at the fears that have been holding us back, look at the limiting beliefs that tell us that we cannot have what it is that we're wanting. And because this is your time to shine. I wouldn't be doing this exercise with you if I didn't believe that this is a time for all of us to come together and really create the life that we are wanting. All right. So again, be patient and loving with yourself. Transformation does take time. So there are transitions into your transformation, but you want to have the big picture. What does my life look like 3 months, 6 months, a year from now? So you're already starting to make space. So give yourself a big thank you, right? Thank you. Thank yourself for taking the time to do this exercise. And I'm wishing you nothing but love, peace, and joy in all areas of your life, right? So, in your health, in your wealth, in your love, and your personal self expression. Okay. I will see you on the other side. Bye.